This video is going to cover one way to be able to do group work with students. I'm going to show you it already set up, and then I'll go through step by step of what I did to do this. So I created a folder for the group project. I created one assignment so that this is where I'm going to add the grade for the students. I then created separate discussion threads, and then I assigned them to each of the groups of students that were going to be a part of that. And I had to create grading groups ahead of time. So in that discussion thread, I then linked to a Google folder where the students would find everything that they would need to work on that project. And what this does is it puts it online. It allows them to all have access to the project. You know, no one can claim, oh, you know, so-and-so is absent today. They have all the work that we can't do it. It's online. Everyone has access to it at all times. So before we start creating things in Schoology, we want to make sure that all the materials in Google are created. So I've got my project template here, and I've got my folder where all the group work's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and create a folder. Group 1 project. Group 2. Group 3 project. Then I'm going to make a copy and rename it. Make another copy, rename it, and then make a third copy and rename it. And then I'm going to go ahead and move this into group 1. Move this one to group 2. And then move this one over to group 3. And so now I have those. I'm going to go into the group 1 folder. So now that those are set up, I'm going to go back to Schoology. I'm going to create my folder. Your own project. I'm going to go inside that folder, create the assignment, paste my directions that I want students to follow. In this case, make sure they use the discussion thread for their discussion with their group, and that the work is also there. Make sure you add your due date and your category. Then I'm going to add my discussions. And I just said this is a place to discuss your project, and make sure to place all materials in the Google folder. So I'm going to go over here to this folder, and this is shared, and I want to make sure that I change this, that anybody can edit that folder, because I want them to be able to change anything that they want in there. So I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to go back into Schoology, and notice I put these in all caps. I just like it to stand out a little bit more. You can even bold it. Then I'm going to attach a link, and I'm going to paste that link to that folder and insert it. Then I'm going to individually assign, and in this case I already had groups made up with my grading groups, so I'm assigning this to group 1, making sure that this icon is in grayscale so that students do not have to respond to be able to see what others have said. And then I create a discussion for each of my groups. I go back to the drive. I go and find group 2. Do the same thing. I change the settings so that it's there in editor. And then I assign this just to group 2 and click create. And I'll do that for the third group too. Now, in case you are unfamiliar with grading groups, there is another video for grading groups, but I'll go ahead and quickly show you that. You go into the members section and you click on add grading group, and I'll just create a group 4 or group 5. I just choose the students I want in that group and then click create grading group, and they are put into that group. And so that's a quick, easy way to be able to assign that.